All righty, we are live. Friday Live and Mail Call. Thank you all for joining me. Started off with something special for Mystic as long as he's here. All right. All right. Thanks, John, for the audio check. Let me go through say hi to everybody. Of course, Wiggy was first, Mr. 3 Dub, followed by Lee, Anfield Layout in the Loft. Uh, then I think came Lynn. Good morning. But he's going to miss today's show. He's going with his son to see Cheez It Station in Joshua Tree. Okay, he's going to send pictures. All right, good, because I have no idea what he's talking about. All right, JB, good to see ya. Of course, Mystic John is here, and JB. All the Johns are here. Well, all but one. My co-host will not be here today. Uh, John C and EI. He had another commitment for today, so he will be missed. Of course, we got Mr. John himself, Mr. Schuylkill River Valley. Hey, John. All right. And then Mr. Joe Rader. Hey, Bernard. Welcome. Doing great here. Work is a dirty word. Well, I don't know what. I know what work is, but I don't know what paid work is anymore. Matter of fact, I was working laying some pavers this morning. We got about half of them done. Cuz is here. Hey, Vinny. Okay, so I think I'm all caught up. All right. So I hope everybody's having a good time today. Got all kinds of plans going on. Hey, Dwight. Good to see you. It was fun looking at that picture, Dwight, with Pappy there visiting you. And the background just as flat as it can be. Central Illinois at its best. At least it was green from the corn this time of year. And soybeans. All right, Lee's got a new vid out. Yeah, I got to make a run up to Minnesota, in July, mid-July. So I'm going to be haven't figured out which way I want to drive up yet. Whether I'm going to go up through Illinois, Central Illinois, or whether I'm going to go up through Eastern Missouri and then up through Iowa. And if I can arrange the timing to be right, stop by Caboose Stop Hobbies. So they're in Cedar Falls, Waterloo. Here's my fun fact of the day. I kept looking at this image that you're seeing of me, this camera. And throughout the course of the week, it kept getting fuzzier and fuzzier and fuzzier. I'm going, what the hell? And I finally figured out what it was. I've got the spray booth on the desktop right here. And apparently I was too far back spraying. And some of the spray went up on the camera when I was doing clear matte finish. So Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you never know what you're going to find, especially someplace like Caboose Stop Hobbies. Um, you know, just watching the YouTube shows and some of the old stuff uh, that's hard to come by. All right. And at really good prices. So, absolutely. Hey, Rayron. Hey, Rayron, did you get my email? Or did it go to your spam folder or what? I sent you an email. Just let me know if you got it or not. It was last weekend, I think. So, what I was going to show is. Where to go? Where to go? Um, um, the picture that I used for the cover today. Wanted to talk a little bit about it. All right. So this picture here. If you look closely, well, I'll tell you what. You all look closely. See if you notice anything different about this picture. I put this picture up for a reason. I want to see if anybody can figure it out. While everybody's looking at it, trying to figure it out, let me pull something else out. Lots of lights, yes, Bernard, you're right. Hey, Ray. Welcome. The red light. Well, yeah, it's kind of new, but it's not new. I just had it. It's been turned off. It's a blinking red light, but of course this is a still photograph. And it's a hooker in one of the hotel rooms with a flashing red light, trying to do a little advertising at the window. So, but no, that's not what I'm thinking of. But if anybody should know, because you should. There's a hint. There's a hint. Yeah, Chicago back in the 60s was still pretty wide open. But that's not it. There's something else going on. Pot shop. Not in the 60s, Wiggy. No. All right. You're not going to guess, so I guess I got to tell you. Right behind Union Station, you know, all those backdrop buildings, record store. I don't think there's a record store. There's a camera store. But all the background buildings are now done. Okay? I had the one hole in the middle behind Union Station, and I finished that up this week. And you'll see the finished close-ups on Tuesday's tip of the day. So I finished that up. I got the facade there's 3 buildings there. I got the 3 buildings scanned, so that now I can. Yeah, Italian beef sandwich. I really need that actually. Um, yeah, I didn't put one of those in there. Roaming house. No, no, no. It's uh, the 3 buildings. Storefronts of those 3 buildings is a camera shop, a news agency, a Vinny's Pizzeria. I should have done a pool hall. That would have been good too. Um, and let's see, what was the other one? Barbershop. Barbershop. Okay. So I still got to put the barber pole on the wall though. So, but they're all done now, which leaves only one pair of structures left for Chicago. Okay. And when I say pair, it's this Walters. Oh, got to change cameras. I always forget to do that. Okay. It's this Walters train shed with cover. And the length of it is 22 3/8 inches. But if you look closely at the picture, it's 2 pieces. Let's see. Oh, this way. Right there's a divide going up. Well, the other way. Uh, so half of it will go on each side of Union Station in to cover the opening. One on this side and one on the other side. And that's my mail call, but I've had this, God, for a year. All right. Because I knew, this whole thing has been planned out, at least in my mind. And one amazing thing is it's actually worked out as I've visualized it so far, with some minor, adjustments, of course. Our Sister of Mary, an orphanage. Free pizza for Vinny, but you may not like it, Vinny. As a matter of fact, you'll probably hate it because it's deep dish Chicago style, not that thin shit from New York City. Excuse my French. One of the things I got to look for is when I made those holes back there, I didn't know how wide to make them. So it's going to be interesting when I build the trusses, when I find the trusses, right, how well they're going to fit onto the ledges I designed for them. There they are. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. It's definitely going to require some kit bashing. False news. Well, I've never seen. Yeah, yes, there are places that specialize in the thin crust, and thin crust was way before the deep dish. Okay, but it's not as well known as Chicago deep dish. Deep dish was came out in what 60s or 70s at I think Uno's downtown was the creator of the deep dish pizza. So yeah, when you talk about Chicago thin crust, we're talking like paper thin crust, and it's crispy. Yeah, but I still think Chicago deep dish pizza originated in Chicago. All right. At Uno's. And yeah, it kind of took over for recognition anyway as Chicago style pizza. But you notice I didn't say Chicago style pizza. I said Chicago style deep dish pizza. So anyway, here nor there. Okay, we're in agreement then. Yeah, we had a pizzeria out in the suburbs where we live called Trieste, and it had the paper thin, crispy crust to it. It was really good. Don't get me wrong. But when they came out, not too long afterwards, because the Trieste pizza that I'm talking about was in the '60s when the deep dish came out, late '60s, early '70s, somewhere in that realm is when I got exposed to it anyway. Um, you know, the thicker crust and just gobs, and it's a pie. You don't even bake it on a pizza tray. It's a dish. It's like a casserole dish with a grate in the bottom, and it takes 45 minutes to an hour to bake, and but it was loaded with mozzarella and all the fixings, and if you could eat one to maybe two slices, you were a pig. Mystic, you ate at Uno's? Cool. It's kind of like everybody thinks that whatchamacallit for Italian beef, is everybody goes goo goo, and I mean I do, I love it. I know Wiggy, you said it's not as good as it used to be, and I wouldn't know because when I first started going to the place, God dang, what the hell's the name? They weren't known for the Italian beef; they're known for hot dogs. As a matter of fact, it was called the Doghouse, all right, in Villa Park. Now it's chain, basically lasagna without noodles. Yeah, but lasagna doesn't have crust. What's the name of the place? For Italian beefs. Come on, Wiggy, you know it. We've had this discussion before. But anyway, they're not the originator of the Italian beef, but they're the ones that everybody goes guru over. Hey, hi. Portillo's, that's it. Thank you. My brain was froze. I couldn't remember. Back in the day, you had all these little mom and pop hot dog, Italian beef, Italian sausage stands all over, and like the Doghouse, and the guy that owned the Doghouse just was smart enough to expand and create Portillo's and got rich and famous over it. We had two places out in Downers Grove that I liked back in the day. Neither one's around anymore. Phoebe's and the Yellow Submarine. Yeah, maybe so, Steve, but I tell you what, when they're the only game in town and the town is over 1,000 miles away, it's still pretty damn good. All right. Vinny, you going live tonight? I assume, yes. I wonder if Anthony's going to go live from Germany again. Hi, my co-host had another commitment today. There's a lot of truth in that. A lot of truth in that, Wiggy. I would just preface that by saying if they have more than 2 tables, all right, because normally where you see all these stands, the original ones, they were like old, the original McDonald's buildings or Tasty Freezes, something like that, where they may have a little indoor area, all right, and where you know 2 windows, one to order, one to pick up, and then maybe a table or 2 and a counter. Is it It's Vinny's birthday? Hey! Ho, ho, ho! Happy birthday, Vinny. Okay, good. Good, hi. I like the his video with the Markland Museum and all the old Markland stuff. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, I know what it's going to do. All right. All right. Let me switch cameras again. I'll show you the project I'm working on. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. That's what I want. Boom, boom. Okay, so that's what I'm working on. You can see the pavers there. I bought half of them, but there's a sewer clean out down here in the corner. So I had to do some cutting around, and there's some sprinkler heads in there I had to cut around. And I'm doing my Tom Kivacek impression. So I got 2 more pavers to go here, and then a whole nother row. So when the live stream's over today, I got to take another run to Lowe's. All right. Well, what construction you got going on now, cuz? Yeah, I don't do outdoor trains. Not gonna do it. No garden rail race for me. Ah, okay. I thought you were just tearing out more walls to add on to the layout. And then put this back. Not this time. So it's not totally out of the question. All right. All right. Is this weekend Father's Day, or is it the following weekend? Anybody know? I don't have a clue. So Vinny 72 and high is 73. Wow. I feel young again. Next weekend, okay. Cool. Let's see, where am I next weekend? What is next weekend? Okay. On the 23rd of June, there will not be a live stream. There will be next weekend, next Friday, but not the Friday after. I will be in Indiana. You're not 73. Okay, hi. I thought you just said you were that Vinny was a year behind you. Oh no, it was Joe that said that. Joe is 73. Okay. All right. Duh. My apologies. Hi. I still feel young. Yeah. Hey, Derek. Thanks. It shows that the background buildings are all done for Chicago. Our Coy Judging Association's having its annual seminar up there, just northeast of Indianapolis. I forget the name of the little town. There's a guy up there that breeds koi, and we're going to be doing our judging seminar there. So I get to teach a lot of the newer folk how to judge koi. Derek, you weren't on earlier, but I'm going to be coming up your way, probably your way. I have to be in Minneapolis the weekend of July 15th to judge a koi show. So I'm driving. I'm going to drive it because I got to drop my wife off at my daughter's house in Clarksville, Tennessee. All right, JB, we'll see you later. And then I'll leave from there. And I'm, depending on the timing, hoping to go by Caboose Stop Hobbies. So right now I'm debating on what I should do next. Whether I do that those train sheds, whether I paint, and paint some more. Um, I got all these mini print of the months I got to paint. Um, I've got like 400 little people to paint. I've got a bunch of detail stuff that I've picked up over the last couple of years. Fire hydrants and newspaper, machines, and just all that kind of stuff. So, wondering if I should do some of that. Just all kinds of little stuff to do. And actually, I've got a project that I got to do. Oh, Derek, I thought you were in Iowa. I'm sorry. So, never mind. Never mind. I got to remember who it was in Iowa. Huh. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Yeah, if I go one way to go is up through central Illinois, not too far away from Dwight, up Interstate 39 to Rockford, pick up I-90, I-90 to 94 to Minneapolis, or cut across. It'll be a little bit out of the way, Derek, if you're in New York. Or I go through St. Louis and up the Mississippi River through Hannibal and go and stop by the old family farm, see if it's even still there. I lost touch with any relatives I have in that area. And then up through Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Waterloo, Cedar Falls, up to Rochester and into Minneapolis that way. Get to see some of my old stomping grounds back from my college days. He's out in the middle of corn country there, Wiggy. I moved back to Illinois, to Danville, and I was thrilled when I found a Vienna beef, hot dog, and Italian beef place. But the Italian beef wasn't that good. All right. Okay. So now I got to work on one of the projects I have is I got to do a background scene, and part of what I'm going to do is that right there, that background there is N scale. So I'm gonna and I've already scanned it, so that's going to be paper, right? That can be glued onto a backdrop, a piece of masonite, etc., to set the background scene. And then I've got most of those buildings over there scanned, the front scan, and I'm going to make some flats and add some lights over the doorway entrances. I made an HO one for Dwight, who won a contest, and I did an N scale one for BNSF Dave not too long ago. So I'm going to get this one done, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks. I've got to make a run up. I got to go get the foam core, because the only foam core close to me is that thin stuff, and I want to go get the like quarter-inch thicker stuff. Hey, Mr. Dodge, we were just talking about you, whether you were going to do a live stream or not this afternoon from Germany. Hey, I really enjoyed that Marklin, I can never pronounce it right, museum you and Joyce went to. That was pretty cool. Hey, Artie. Thanks for the Friday fun day this morning. So anyway, I got to get that foam core, and so I got to go up to Hobby Lobby. Is it Michael's? I can't never remember whether it's Michael's or Hobby Lobby to get that. Cool. 3:30 Eastern time. Anthony will be on live from Germany. That ought to be cool. Hey, does anybody know when JD actually makes his move to Texas? I think I heard him say August, but I wasn't sure. Oh. God, without having a mail call, I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. Other than another project I got to do is repaint and light all these trolleys. Turn them into CTA, Chicago Transit Authority colors, which is kind of a real, almost a cream color, but it's got a green tint to it, and then a dark foresty type green lower. Oh, okay. Boy, that's a long, long drive. I drove straight through from Tucson to Dallas. Let's see, I left Tucson at noon and I arrived in Dallas at 4 a.m. Oh, I know that, Derek. I'm not going to Ohio. I'm going to Iowa. Field of Dreams. Matter of fact, I'll be driving pretty close to that. I've been there. Is this heaven? No, this is Iowa. Everybody in that state uses that quote all the time. Sound agree to you? Yeah, what, anything west of the Hudson? For as far as you can see, Joe. Actually, about the time you get into central Ohio until you get to central Nebraska, it's all corn going down Interstate 80. Corn, corn, and more corn. Or 70 even. All right, cuz, we'll talk to you later. Yeah, JD, we were talking about you. I was wondering when you were actually making the move to Dallas, to Fort Worth, to Burleson. I thought I'd heard August, but somebody said you're taking the car out this weekend. JD is actually J1. And a few soybean fields along the way, too. Well, yeah, all the important stuff, right, JD? The cars and the trains. Well, folks, I am going to cut this short, shorter than short, simply because I got to make another Lowe's trip. I got to get 15 more pavers, get that project out front finished. I've had it torn up for 3 weeks, waiting for HOA to give me approval. And you'd think, being the president of the HOA, I'd get approval pretty quick. Doesn't work that way. I have to go through the same process as everybody else. So anyway, with that, folks, hey, thanks for coming. I do appreciate it. I didn't have a whole lot to share, especially with John not being here with me today. So y'all have a great day and a wonderful weekend. Bye now.